This is Mac OS Ken.
Apple's Epic battle enters a new round, taking third-party app stores out of the European Union. And Steve Martin is headed to Apple TV Plus. It is Thursday, the 7th of March, 2024. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSKen. Looks like Apple has decided to keep Epic Games in the "and find out" portion of their relationship. Of course, Apple may be setting itself up for something similar with the European Commission, but as Bain said, that comes later. A piece from MarketWatch says Apple has terminated Epic's application for a developer account to launch an app store for iPhones in Europe. According to the report, Tim Sweeney, CEO of Epic, said Wednesday that Apple's decision was motivated by the Fortnite maker's 2020 antitrust lawsuit against Apple and by Sweeney's social media posts. Was it the lawsuit, though? Or was it the part where Epic willfully and intentionally violated the terms of its developer agreement with Apple? Sweeney blogged about it on Wednesday, including posting an email exchange between himself and Apple fellow Phil Schiller. According to Schiller, one of the ways Apple ensures that the Apple ecosystem delivers on commitments to developers and users is by requiring all participants in the Apple Developer Program to abide by its terms, including the Apple Developer Program license agreement. Skipping down the page a bit, Schiller says your colorful criticism of our DMA compliance plan, coupled with Epic's past practice of intentionally violating contractual provisions with which it disagrees, strongly suggests that Epic Sweden does not intend to follow the rules. Another intentional breach could threaten the integrity of the iOS platform, as well as the security and privacy of users. In plain, unqualified terms, said Schiller, please tell us why we should trust Epic this time. To which Sweeney replied, because you should. Actually, he used a few more words than that, but only a few. Quoting Sweeney's response in its entirety, "Hi Phil, thanks for reaching out. Epic and its subsidiaries are acting in good faith and will comply with all terms of current and future agreements with Apple, and will be glad to provide Apple with any specific further assurances on the topic that you'd like. Best regards, Tim." So, I guess because they said they wouldn't break the rules this time, as they said last time, they won't break the rules this time, as they did last time. I honestly don't know what Epic could have said to provide the assurance Apple sought. Assuming there was anything, though, either Epic did not say it or Apple did not hear it. In a statement to MarketWatch, Apple explained giving Epic the boot again, saying Epic's egregious breach of its contractual obligations to Apple led courts to determine that Apple has the right to terminate any or all of Epic Games' wholly owned subsidiaries, affiliates, and or other entities under Epic Games' control at any time and at Apple's sole discretion. In light of Epic's past and ongoing behavior, Apple chose to exercise that right. Well, I'm glad that's over. Of course, it's nowhere near over. Epic is practically required to take this to the Emperor or the Vicomte or whoever runs the EU. I don't know, some kind of duke maybe. Additionally, companies and organizations are continuing to complain about Apple's Digital Markets Act compliance, or lack thereof, as they see it. 9to5Mac ran a piece Wednesday with orgs indicating that if the EU lets Apple get away with its response to the Digital Markets Act, or DMA, then the law will be rendered toothless. Highlighting a report from The Verge, the piece has Max von Thun, a director of the Open Markets Institute, saying moves made by Amazon, Apple, Google, and Meta heading into the DMA are superficial compliance designed to tick regulatory boxes without posing any real threat to the gatekeeper's market dominance. Big Tech's strategy towards the DMA is to introduce changes that appear to open up their walled gardens, Von Thun continues, but that are actually unworkable or unappealing to businesses and users. Expressing similar sentiments in the piece is Jan Penfrot, senior policy advisor at the nonprofit organization European Digital Rights, arguing that none of the proposals from the group of gatekeepers have led to any meaningful change to the power structures that help keep the companies at the top. Penfrot targets Apple specifically, saying under the current Apple proposal, it seems unlikely anyone would even attempt to challenge the gatekeeper's monopoly. It's simply not worth it. If the EU Commission lets this pass, the DMA will be lost. Well, I'm glad that's over. Of course, it's nowhere. An answer to a question some jet-setting Europeans may have: can I use my third-party app stores if or when I leave Europe? A piece from Mac Rumor says the answer is yes, for a bit. In a support document, Apple answers the question that relatively few have actually had time to ask since the whole DMA thing kicked off. According to the company, if you leave the European Union for short-term travel, you'll continue to have access to alternative app marketplaces for a grace period. If you're gone for too long, you'll lose access to some features, including installing new alternative app marketplaces. Apps you installed from alternative app marketplaces will continue to function, but they can't be updated by the marketplace you downloaded them from. Mac Rumors has reached out to Apple to find out how long this grace period is. So far, the site's not heard back. A correction to info I brought you on Wednesday. I had said that the transcripts feature in Apple Podcasts that was introduced this week in iOS and iPadOS 17.4. I had said that did not include clickable links. Like I can say patreon.com/MacOSKen or backbeatmedia.com and have those turn up in the transcript, but you can't click it. I am happy to say that I was wrong and that was only half true. There appear to be two transcripts generated by the Podcasts app, the one with which listeners can read along, and another one. The read-along version, the one across which users are most likely to stumble, does not have clickable links. So far, though, I have found a couple of ways to find that second version of the transcript. On the episode screen in the podcast app, scroll down past the show notes and you'll see the word transcript. Tap that and that'll take you to a full, automatically generated transcript of whatever show you're listening to, unless the producer has supplied a transcript of their own. The other way to find the Read Silently transcript: on the episode screen in the Podcasts app, go to the three dots for more information in the upper right-hand corner. Tap the three dots, and the sixth option down is View Transcript. It is that non-read-along version that has clickable links, so read and click to your heart's content. Apple has reworked the trade-in values of more of its hardware. I told you earlier this week of Mac's trade-in value changes for many machines in the Mac line. Now a piece from Mac Rumors has Apple doing the same thing with some models of iPhone and Apple Watch. Nothing has moved more than $25 up or down, and yes, things have gone up and down. Mac's trade-in values for iPhone 14 Pro Max, iPhone SE 2, Apple Watch Series 4, and Apple Watch SE 1 have all risen. Meanwhile, potential trade-ins for iPad, Apple Watch Ultra, Apple Watch Series 7, and Apple Watch SE 2 have all gone down. The piece says the Cupertino company has also adjusted trade-in values on some Android devices. For more info on all of that, go to Apple's trade-in page on its site. Production on Season 4 of Mythic Quest is underway. Rob McElhenney, one of the show's stars, co-creators, and driving forces, posted a clip saying so online this week. No clue as to when Season 4 will hit the stream. And finally today, news of a documentary to show just how not pretty comedy can be. Apple TV Plus issued a press release Wednesday, outing a trailer and a release date for Steve Martin, a documentary in 2 pieces. There is a reason for the 2 pieces thing. According to Apple's press release, the doc tackles Martin's life from 2 distinct points of view, then chronicles Martin's early struggles and meteoric rise to revolutionize stand-up before walking away at 35, now focuses on the present day with Martin in the golden years of his career, retracing the transformation that led to happiness in his art and personal life. The release promises never-before-seen footage and raw insights into Martin's personal and professional trials and triumphs. It also boasts a slew of celebrities, including Martin Short, Tina Fey, Jerry Seinfeld, Eric Idle, Diane Keaton, Selena Gomez, and of course Martin himself. Produced and directed by Academy Award winner Morgan Neville, he directed 20 Feet from Stardom and Won't You Be My Neighbor? The companion documentaries hit Apple TV Plus on Friday, the 29th of March. If you want to have some fun now, you can catch the trailer on YouTube. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.